What are you focusing on right now? What are the things that you're thinking about for most of the day? It's very important to consider what you're focusing on, because whatever you focus on expands and becomes your world. You know, there are many things in your environment vying for your attention, and one of the most important functions that your brain performs is to delete most of the information coming in, because there's far too much coming at you. Sounds and smells and tastes and pictures. All sorts of information is coming at you all the time, and you get to choose what to delete and not focus on, and what to make bigger in your experience. And what you choose to focus on shapes your life. You may have noticed how two people in the same space experiencing the same situation will take away two very different experiences and two very different stories. For one, it was the best thing they've ever experienced. For the other, it was the worst thing they've ever experienced. And they were both in the same place at the same time. So what you choose to focus on is hugely important, especially now. So we are still in this, what I've been calling liminal space. It's the space between the world that used to be and the world that's going to be. The old world has ended, but the new world hasn't begun yet, and we're in this waiting room in between the two, where we're not quite sure what the new normal is going to look like. So this is a very interesting time. My particular situation is that I've been on my own now for 7 weeks. I've not been within 2 meters of another person. The only people I've been that close to are people at the grocery store. So I'm spending a lot of time alone. More alone than I usually am. I'm more okay with this than most people because I'm a huge introvert. But 7 weeks on your own is a long time. So I have a few different things I could focus on about that situation right now. I could focus on loneliness, or I could focus on how this feels and how it has an upside. I have the chance right now to get very quiet and focus on what's important. And you may be in a very different situation. You may be in the opposite situation. Your life may be a lot more noisy and busy than usual with everybody at home. So you will take away different things than I do. But I'm finding in my situation that this is a time of pulling inward and focusing inward and finding out what I'm really thinking and feeling in a way that isn't common, because usually I'm so busy running around, traveling, doing all sorts of things, that I don't stop so often to focus. So this is a time for me of increased calm, of paring down. I've been finding myself focusing on small things, on things that I didn't think were important before. I've been focusing a lot more on home, and the importance of home. If you know me or have been following me for a while, you'll know that I travel a lot. So now I don't get to do any of that this year. I get to just be at home. But maybe being at home isn't just being at home anymore. Maybe life happens at home. Or some of life happens at home. Maybe I don't have to concentrate so hard on getting out of the house, because home is important too. I've actually been finding small physical things that I've been finding joy in. Old cotton reels. And I just think they're pretty. And these are just giving me joy. I've got a whole box of them now. And it's funny how little things can bring joy. Little wooden cotton reels and old vintage packets of needles. Able Morals egg-eyed shops, and they still have the needles in them. Tons of them. So my sewing room is starting to look like a Victorian haberdasher's. But they just give me joy. It's little things are giving me joy right now. And I think that's part of this journey. I'm focusing on small tactile things. Look, this one hasn't even been opened. Still in its wrapping. These are little things that don't cost very much, and they're very much second-hand, so I don't feel like I'm doing anything extravagant. So I think I'm finding that the upside of lockdown for me is discovering little things. The things that I thought were mundane before, staying at home and buying tea maybe, all the little things that I thought of as small details are becoming such joyful elements of a quiet life. So I think I'm remembering what's important, and I'm looking forward towards the end of lockdown and whatever new normal the new normal turns out to be, and thinking that I think I might be living differently in future. So I think this time is giving me an opportunity to ask, who do I want to become? What elements of this time do I want to take with me? And I think that's those questions you can ask whether you're on your own or whether you're with 6 family members all in the same house. You may be discovering different things about what you want life to be after this. I think this is an important time, a life-changing time. We can ask, what would I like life to look like after this, when we have this quiet space in which to reevaluate what's important. So perhaps you would like to leave me a comment below and tell me what's important now for you that you didn't think was important before, and how is your life going to change after this is all over. And I will pour another cup of tea, because life is so relaxed now that before I made this video I somehow managed to make myself 2 cups of tea. And we will enjoy time at home. And I'll see you next week.